Hey, what's up guys, Young Levitrus. Hope we're doing well today, and I'm going to deliver a bonus video to you guys as a development has happened between part 7 and part 8 that I wanted to capture for you guys. I just missed it, but capturing the tail end of it. And what is happening is Mexico has decided to pull off a full-out invasion on the Scandinavian Empire, mainly focusing on myself, Sweden, and Finland. Now, thankfully, we had good coastal defenses and naval defenses in place already to negate this invasion. Most of the units that he had have already been defeated, but I do want to show you just a little glimpse of what's happening and also the continuation of Operation Viking and seeing how that's going, and then the all-out war that is happening between the two coalitions. So going into Mexico's invasion, like a lot of games in Conflict of Nations, you have enemies invade you or do things while you're away. That is if you're asleep, because most people have to sleep while they're playing Conflict of Nations, of course. His invasion forces came through the English Channel into the North Sea and then into the Baltic Sea as I was not active and sleeping, and thankfully I had the defenses already in place, thinking that if there was ever an invasion, I need to put ships in certain places and certain choke points to stop them. So basically what had happened is my first contact was in the English Channel in this stack right here, and it actually just was a corvette, and these two ships were in a different place over here near Spain. My first contact was with this corvette taking out multiple infantry units as it passed through the English Channel. Show you some of the notifications. You can see it's mainly the same thing over and over again. Attacking a unit and then destroying a Mexican unit. Here in the Celtic Sea, this would be in this area, the English Channel, the Celtic Sea, where this is where the intersection is. Defeating units as they went through, but a ship can only attack so many units, so they would pass through the English Channel here, and then my helicopter would pick up some signatures, and then that would expose them, and then I had a corvette already sitting here waiting for them, and I destroyed many units, and this area is called the German Bright, or Brit. I'm not really sure how you'd say that, but the units would come straight here, and this corvette of 3 level 2 corvettes would take out any infantry units. And you can see here I just have many notifications. Here's a more recent one. This engagement right here was with the 30th Task Force, which is my unit, and took out his 26th Destroyer Group, which was right here in this area. This is my 30th Task Force that I had stationed right here in the shallow waters in front of Denmark. Some of the units of Mexico slipped through this canal and then was getting very close to my homeland cities. Thankfully, Finland had a corvette group here sitting to stop them. He also had some cruisers, high-level cruisers, that is level 5 cruisers, ready to intercept, along with strike fighters just patrolling the waters looking for any stragglers that had gotten through. What thankfully worked out in my favor is Mexico just declared war on me as I slept, and that works out in your favor if you're in a situation like myself. You have defenses set up. If the enemy declares war on you, all of your units in these places within this arc are going to open fire, and that's what worked out in my favor. If he had not opened fire and slipped through, he could have bombarded these homeland cities, and I would have lost a lot of buildings, infrastructure, even units to those naval units. His land forces would have landed on the beaches and got into the cities, and I would have woken up with probably a few cities lost, and I had to pull back a lot of forces from Iceland and these naval forces here into Denmark and to take back these cities, but it would have been a mess. That is something I really do want to talk about, especially if you are new to Conflict of Nations. If there's an enemy on the horizon and you aren't officially at war, but you expect to be at war soon, it may be a good idea to declare war before they even get to your waters or to your coastlines, so your ships will open fire on them so they cannot slip through and get to your homeland cities. But thankfully for me, Mexico had declared war, and he started the war, and my ships started firing. Here is one of Mexico's last units. It's just a level 5 mechanized infantry. This had high level tanks and high level motorized infantry, but you can see I got 1 unit left at half health. I have a corvette that has been tearing it apart. Going to re-engage here, and then Norway thankfully already had a corvette sitting here in defense, so it looks like this effort to invade Norway has been foiled, and we have stopped them. We have destroyed many units. Let me show you the casualty report on how many units I had destroyed. So you can see that Mexico has lost 22,537 units, and I just took 518 casualties. And I really just think that's naval casualties on any damage I took. So something like this on this ship, I think that's what it's accounting for, because I have not lost any ground units to Mexico. Because he sailed most of his units, I would assume, through this route in the Atlantic and then through the English Channel. I also placed destroyers in this gap here between the United Kingdom and Iceland, because he could be rethinking and attacking a different route, but I'll have ships waiting for him in these intersections to intercept him. There's also a possibility he could come up here, so I may have to place something here to guard that. So what I may do is put my ASW helicopter to at least hover there. It won't do a lot of damage, but if I get an attack on that, I will know that there's something up here and I can be fairly warned to that. So that's a recap on the Mexican failed invasion. Thankfully, we had forces in place. And the last thing I want to talk about was coastal defense. So that could be your artillery units that are on your coast. What I had done is I placed some mobile artillery. Here's an example here in Malmo. I had one not right in the city, but in this province right here, just waiting for anything to come through. And you can see this large arc, because this is a level 4 mobile artillery. Anything in these route lines that you see here, it would attack, and it actually did kill off some units, thankfully, and I had that station there. I have a level 1 towed artillery, which isn't the strongest, but it's at least something to cover that city. Here's another mobile artillery protecting Stockholm, the capital, which is most important, having that there. So that's something to consider if you want to do some defenses. Maybe have some artillery close by, not in the city, but around it, with that arc or that radius covering it, and also the beaches. So if something were to land, you can hit it, but the enemy won't know that it's straight in the city. It's going to be a little bit in the provinces, so it's going to have to put some resources to take out that artillery, and that'll free up your forces in the city to attack those forces coming on your beaches, and you can engage in multiple ways to help protect your cities. One engagement I do want to talk about was over here near America, off the coast of DC. I had my first naval engagement with Mexico in this area right here with the 24th Task Force. You can see I have a little bit of damage, but really minimal, just 5 HP points that I lost. I was able to destroy 2 destroyers here. I missed recording it, but I did destroy 2 level 3 destroyers with this task force, which is very good. And I'm still holding strong from that special forces. You remember in the last video, I used that to recon. It looks like the cities in the immediate area are clear for Norway to land his Marines and take these cities, and we can build air bases and ferry on troops. Same thing in Halifax. It looks like he's about to land. Special Forces is showing it's all clear for him to land. All right, and then let's go down south into Mexico's homeland. Given that he had declared war, I took my largest stack, which is 4 destroyers and a frigate, and going to attack this city, but I did get a radar ping right here, so I'm going to attack this unit. I don't know what it is yet, but if it's a ship, I need to take it out. It could be even Colombia's or Argentina's unit, but we need to engage it to clear the waters for our forces to come into the homeland and invade. So while the 9th Task Force is going to engage at naval radar contact, I have officially commanded the invasion force up here in Iceland to split up and attack the homeland of Mexico. It's the same stack that I had before, and it mainly consists of the same units. The one difference is a mobile radar in one and the other does not, but it is the mobile anti-air vehicle to help with helicopters, a SAM, a high-level SAM. Most players will have jets, but some will have helicopters, but I like to roll the dice and have high-level SAMs than the mobile vehicles. Then we have high-level mechanized infantry, high-level mobile artillery, and then the tank destroyers as well. So we have 2 stacks that are heading to Veracruz, Mexico. One will land just in Veracruz and stay in that city to establish it, and then the other will pass through Veracruz and go straight to Mexico City, to the heart of the Mexican nation. This blue line here is Norway's Marines. It's probably 1 unit, and he's going to just put in 1 unit to attack that city. On the far western part of the offensive of Operation Viking, we have this unit still sailing to the California coast to land in San Francisco and go into LA and Mexicali. But now, since we have all-out war, Finland is dealing with some enemies over here. He had engagements with Colombia, who had actually sailed all the way across to fight. I know there were some fights in Shanghai. You can see this city is smoking and there were some engagements that he's already having with them, and he is on his way to take Anchorage from Mexico to establish that city in our coalition. And then after that, he will assist me in California with his naval units, which he has more cruisers over here, level 5 cruisers that will assist us. Now, adding on to the all-out war that is occurring, Romania has sent his massive naval group of destroyers here. You can see he's got 14 level 5 destroyers with a naval officer. Complete carnage is going down on Colombia, on this coastal city. He's already destroyed a lot of the infrastructure. There's only one army base left. So there was a naval base there. It is there no more. Another city that will be good for him to take out is this one, this naval city, to stop any production of ships and subs. We have massive naval presence here with this stack of 14 cruisers, which is extremely strong. You can see the stats here. Attacking a service vessel offers 147 attack on them, and the defense is even more. And then I want to wrap up the video with the Commando, because I wanted to continue to show you guys his usefulness. The Commando unit that I have is sailing to Quebec, testing him out to see how much sight range we can see on the land. And what I may do is use him on Chicago, which is an annexed city. And once I get the Commando up to the proper level, which is level 3. Let's go to the research tree and I'll show you that. So a level 3 Commando will offer the amphibious ability to embark and disembark without the use of harbors. So once I get him here and he does some recon in Quebec, and I suspect there won't be anything here for our forces to engage, I will move him closer to Mexico and then into the Great Lakes and to land in Madison perhaps, or somewhere in Indianapolis to do some recon for our forces to see if there's anything here. And I can show you guys the real-time sight range of a Commando and the usefulness of this unit. That's it, guys. Nothing more to update you on. The research is still the same. The level 2 mobile radar is about to be complete in an hour and 15 minutes, and then my level 3 special forces is about done, more than 50%. Once that is done, then I can actually do a level 2 Commando, because you must have level 3 special forces to unlock the ability to research your Commando at level 2. You can see that there, this research requires advanced SAS. And then here you can see that this research requires modern SAS, which is a higher level special forces, and you need the advanced Commando as well. So there's going to be more research to get this, but it'll be worth it. I want to show you guys the usefulness of the Commando, especially if you're a smaller nation. All right, guys, that's basically it. Just wanted to show you that and give you a bonus video of what is going on in the Scandinavian Empire. Things are heating up, and pretty excited to see Operation Viking go full-fledged on this war, and we can see it slowly rolling out as time goes on, and hopefully we will overtake the North American continent, and then we will move on to Colombia and Argentina. I'll catch you guys next time. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll talk to you later.